today we're going to be doing another layout with the April kits and the April die. So I have the antique flower and the hoop and stitch die, and these are the pattern papers I'm going to be using. So I did already pre-cut the flowers and the hoops just so I could be ready to go and move faster. And I actually cut out several colors of the hoops because I knew I wanted to do like a trio diagonal line, and that's what you see me organizing right now. I also wanted to do mismatched colors, like I didn't want to match the orange hoop to the orange middle part. So I'm just going in and organizing and see how I want these set up. I knew I wanted to use one of the larger chipboard pieces. I love that all the details of our Hip Kit Club that even allows us to match things like that we haven't even thought about. Like, it's like they think of everything. So I love that they already had large chipboard pieces that fit right into the hoop and stitch dies. So I've done every layout I think has had this circle repetition, which is inspired through all the pieces of these kits. So I say, hey, why not do another circle repetition? I mean, if it works, it works. So I am going in. I also know I wanted to, okay, I really did try to stitch some of the hoops with my with my embroidery floss, but it just didn't work. It didn't work. So I still used them anyway, and I got the idea to place the flower on one. Again, I am using opposite colors, like even though the colors coordinate, like I showed you the papers at the beginning, I knew I was going to be using this orange paper, this darker pink pattern paper. So I am staying within the coordinating colors, but I'm also mixing them up. So to get my dies ready to be put on paper, I actually backed them with a white circle, a plain white circle, and I glued the inner piece of the hoop and the outer piece of the hoop on that single white background just so I could go in with foam. You know, I love dimension, I love layers, so I can be able to go in with dimension. I put foam tape. So that's the main reason I backed the pieces with a solid white piece of cardstock so I can go in and prop them up off of my page. And so this is going to help when I go in and add the little half circle chipboard pieces that I cut. I know I want them to go under the hoops, so that's why I knew I definitely needed dimension. So I am getting all that prepared, and I also used the very top. I almost forgot to put the very top pin where the embroidery hoop closes, and I went back and remembered to do that. So make sure you don't forget the top of your embroidery the top pin of your embroidery hoops. And when you're using your cutting machine, don't forget to grab those. They're easy to fall and get lost. So I took away the chipboard circle for this part of the set. For the bottom left hoop that I was trying to connect, I took away the chipboard circle and I cut one of the hoops in half so I could have like a larger circle to play with, because I knew I was going to add a flower. I know I have to find a place for my pictures, so I just wanted a little extra space to work with, and using the embroidery hoop gave me a larger circle to work with. And I'm getting ready I was prepping my picture. I grabbed the 6x8 cards and 6x8 papers, and I cut out one of the 3x4 journaling cards to back my picture. That's always just such a simple thing that you can get done quick. You don't have to think twice about it. So I love that HipKit does that. They always connect the dots that we don't even know we need connected until we start creating. And everything, once again, just always works so well. I think it's just amazing how thorough the kits are. So now I am just gluing my flowers down, and I also wanted to make sure I added leaves, leaves to come out of the flower. And you'll also see me go in with the orange flower and also add the orange petal. I think I did the orange petal, yeah. I did the correct petals. Now for my flowers, I did go in with foam dots, foam circles to also give those dimension. One of the things that I do when I am making a layout, I have various places of dimension, and that just helps make your layout more interesting to have different points and different layers of dimension. So like I said before in my other videos, I don't mind having thick layout, like because of the foam, it does add to the layout, especially when we go store it in our album. So I don't mind just having less layouts in my album because it's just one of my favorite things to do when I'm creating. So I am layering up my photo cluster, and you see me pull out or you didn't see me pull out the Oh Honey title from the cardstock die cuts. So that was my first idea for the label, but once I go in and do like these quilted edges on the paper, it kind of gave me less space, so you're gonna see me fully take away the Oh Honey title and add another one. So when I was working on this layout, I just feel like I wanted more space to be taken up. Like it was a lot of white. So I said, okay, why don't I get the quilted pattern paper and see what I could work out. So it did take me a moment. I do have a lot of pieces that I cut out where I'm going in and cutting off different triangles of the quilt squares, but I love it. It's so pretty. The squares are so pretty. And the pattern paper has different colors of the squares. So it's like you can go in and choose whatever coordinates with your pieces, so, or your layout. So like I said, I'm just taking the time. I really did have to try and intricately see what worked best together. Like I ended up gluing some on the wrong side because I needed the left part sticking out at one side. Then for the other one, I needed the right part sticking out. So I'm just going in and figuring it out. And it takes me a minute, but once I get it done, I am done and I move on. Now later, I didn't show this part, but later I go and add like a button to both of the squares to make it look like like it's supposed to be there, like a button on something you might have created, like a quilt or anything like that. And I love those details. Once again, it's the details that just make it so easy to create with the Hip Kit Club kits. So there are houses, or at least one set of, it's a couple of houses that come in the cardstock die cuts. And I'm just gluing them down on my page. I did want different heights of the houses, so I also used one from the puffy stickers, one of the smaller houses that you see on the puffy stickers. And of course, I added a piece of foam tape to all of those just to pop it up off of my page. And I go in instead with the Sweet Memory puffy title to take up, that fits better in that area between the photo and the quilting squares. And I go in with my splatters and I'm done. Now I did go in because it still felt a little empty to me, so off camera I went in and added the fun title to the top of the page. But this layout was really fun. I love that there are so many ways to use this kit, even if you don't sew. Like, that did not stop me. The April kits have just been a blast to play with. And remember, all the Hip Kits products you see, they're exclusive to Hip Kit Club. So make sure you hop over to hipkitclub.net to see what they have that will be perfect for you. When I say they're so well thought out, they're perfect. Thank you for following along with me today. I wish you an absolutely beautiful weekend, and I hope you find some crafty time to play. Bye.